Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric. Today we're going to talk about Morphite on the Nintendo Switch. Now, Morphite is a space exploration game that looks like No Man's Sky. And we all know how that one went. I mean, even the color scheme, everything about it, how abstract it looks like it was inspired just by it. But is it as bad, or is it worth it for the Nintendo Switch? Let's go ahead and check it out in today's review. Now, as I mentioned, Morphite is an atmospheric exploration-based sci-fi shooter with platforming elements, which is just a real fancy way of saying it's a lot like No Man's Sky. Upon first impression, one could definitely make that comparison. Your goal is to explore the galaxy, research plants and animals, and battle hostile enemies, and unravel a mystery surrounding a rare material called Morphite. So Morphite is the name of the game and the plot device. You control a character. She's a young female that is living with her surrogate father, and she doesn't really know about her past, but somehow Morphite ties into it, and it's enough of a simple narrative that continues throughout this, leveling up and going through the stages and walking through the game, that it keeps your attention. Unlike No Man's Sky, which was a little bit more open-ended and there was really no end game except get to the center of the universe, Morphite has a goal with a character that you can identify with. So it's more narrative based than No Man's Sky. It's more structured, has a more direct story and gameplay than No Man's Sky had. Your character's name is Myra Kale, and as I mentioned, you must travel to undiscovered planets in search of this Morphite. The developers called the art style of Morphite low poly. It doesn't push any boundaries of hardware, and it's not high realistic, high def graphics. It's meant to give the game a creepy, eerie atmosphere, and it works. Now, you have your spaceship, and you use it to set a course across the stars to your next mission. When you land on a planet, you use your scanner and your blaster, and you scan the plants and creatures on each planet. You gain currency selling and scanning your information to upgrade your weapons, ships, and etc. The rarest ones, of course, give you the biggest rewards. You need to travel from planet to planet, and in order to do that, you're going to need to refuel constantly. Even after upgrading your ship's reserves, you're going to have to gain these things that are called chunks by scanning the items, selling items, and powering your ship. So it's a lot like No Man's Sky and other exploration games where you got to explore, gain items, and upgrade your weapons to pursue, further distances in the game. It's actually quite repetitive. It could feel lonely at times, but that's how space exploration would really be like in real life, right? The combat of this game is actually quite simple. You start off with a standard pistol that you can use to shoot enemies. It triggers things like doorways and also is used to open chests. It auto locks, and it's actually pretty good as far as control goes. I've seen a lot of people compare the gameplay to Metroid Prime because of small exploration elements, and you eventually need to upgrade weapons in order to access certain areas of certain levels and defeat certain enemies. There's grenades that are used to open up new areas, and you power up your gun. So I can see a lot of comparisons to Metroid as well. I guess it's like if Metroid and No Man's Sky had a baby, this would be Morphite. However, I would compare it to a more tighter and defined No Man's Sky. The levels aren't as vast, the game has a goal, the gameplay isn't as barren as No Man's Sky, and there's a variety of side quests for you to do in addition to the main storyline. What's actually interesting about this game is that it was a mobile game to begin with. Wow, I'd never heard of Morphite before, much less being able to play it on your phone. This seems pretty ambitious for what a phone game was, and now it's on the Nintendo Switch, which essentially is a portable tablet. Let's get real, it's a tablet. So mobile games like this are perfect for it. And Morphite is not a bad mobile game by any means. This is an actually full-fledged game that actually feels pretty good to play. There's decent voice acting, and the characters such as Kit Kat, who's your sidekick, give you some company, and it still feels naturally isolate. The game's not big by any means, but it does a great job of making it feel like the game is, which is a big accomplishment. If you like space, it feels like how space would feel if you're exploring uncharted territories. The gameplay in Morphite feels okay, and it has a good mix of platforming and shooting. Moving throughout the world, aiming, shooting, and overall the mechanics feel a little loose, but not horrible. You have to remember that this is a low-budget indie title that was ported over for mobile, and that within itself shows how capable the small indie team that made Morphite is. And I think it's worth a definite look. Is it worth the money? Yeah, I mean, it's quite linear. Once you play through it, you're probably not going to play it again. But it's not even that expensive of a game, and it's quite entertaining, to be quite honest. I think it's pretty well done, and it's actually worth checking out. And well, guys, that's it for today's review. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that like button, and comment below. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace out.